Children lead protest following three-day bandit attack in Wurma community. Police rescue abducted victim in Zamfara mosque attack. Kano conjoined twin girls separated in Saudi Arabia. Another foreign scene, South African student fatally shot in Johannesburg by stray bullet. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's news update. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Tragedy broke out in Katsina as residents of Wurma community grapple with the aftermath of a relentless three-day attack by bandits on Friday. Young children, their voices filled with grief and anger, led a heart-wrenching protest in Brichik, neighboring the devastated Wurma. Trust TV's Jamil Mabai, who was at the scene of the protest, said the pain on the faces of the young children speaks volumes. Orphaned by the brutal attacks in their home village, they led this protest, their cries echoing the anguish of an entire community. On Thursday, 4 innocent lives were taken in this very village as a result of the attacks. Recently, Katsina has witnessed a surge in bandit attacks in recent weeks, leaving a trail of shattered lives and displaced families in its wake. The government faces mounting pressure to address the security crisis and restore peace to the region. Quite a sad one there. In a dramatic turn of events, the Nigerian police force has successfully liberated one of the 3 kidnapped victims from the clutches of the abductors in Zamfara State. Now, according to a statement by ASP Yazid Abubakar, the police public relations officer of the Zamfara State Command, on February 29, 2024, a group of unidentified armed assailants suspected to be armed bandits wielding sophisticated weaponry clandestinely infiltrated a Jumat mosque on the Hospital Road of Safe local government area in Zamfara State. Their sinister motive to orchestrate a spree of abductions. However, amidst their chaos, the worshippers valiantly evaded capture, leaving behind only 3 vulnerable elderly individuals who were swiftly whisked away to an undisclosed location by the assailants. In a swift and decisive response, mobilized quick response teams launched a relentless search and rescue operation. Their efforts led them deep into terrains bordering the Dangajeru forest, where the suspected armed bandits had sought refuge. The teams forced the bandits to relinquish one of their captives who had fallen behind and could not march the swift pace. The rescued victim, upon receiving necessary medical attention, was joyously reunited with their family. We move to Niger State, where the police command on Friday paraded 15 suspects for vandalizing and transporting a trailer load of railway tracks and slippers in Mina. The Commissioner of Police, Niger State Command, Shawalu Danmaman, while parading the suspects before newsmen at the command headquarters, said the tracks were suspected to have been stolen from Katarama village in Kaduna. According to him, the military component, after intercepting and arresting the suspects, handed them and the trailer over to the police division at Sarakim Power. He affirmed the commitment of the Niger State Police Command to fight and reduce crime to the barest minimum. The suspects are Dekunle Saheed, aged 44, from Oyo State, and Saifulahi Umar, aged 30, from Katsina State, during interactions with newsmen, gave conflicting information regarding their involvement in the crime. While Adekunle Saheed admitted ignorance of the content of the trailer, the driver said Saifulu he was leading the trailer to the destination. The Oni of Ife, Obaye Deyeye Ogunwusi, convened the 2024 Yoruba Security Summit in Ile-Ife, Osun State. Traditional rulers from the southwest region gathered to discuss actionable solutions to the prevalent issues of kidnapping and banditry in the area. During the summit, Oba Ogunwusi urged traditional leaders to take ownership of their forests, homelands and farmlands to counter terrorist attacks effectively. He emphasized the importance of not neglecting traditional powers in defending Yoruba land against external threats. Representatives of Osun State Governor Demola Adeleke advocated for the establishment of state and local government police forces. They condemned the involvement of politicians in arming youths and inciting violence. Former Inspector General of Police Solomon Erase stressed the importance of citizen vigilance and cooperation with security agencies to ensure safety. Chief Gani Adams called for the creation of community security networks sponsored by local government chairmen. The summit also featured insights from traditional rulers who share their experiences with kidnapping incidents. At the conclusion of the summit, a 13-point communique was presented, including recommendations for traditional rulers to utilize natural resources and powers to combat banditry and kidnapping, organize regional security summits, and adopt a parliamentary system of government. In Ondo State, in response to recent incidents of alleged attacks and vandalism following President Bola Tinubu's visit to the state on February 28, 2024, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has issued a stern directive to law enforcement agencies. He has instructed them to apprehend and prosecute individuals involved in any form of violent political activities within the state. In a statement released by Prince Ebenezer Adeniyo, the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, on February 29, 2024, Governor Aiyedatiwa reiterated his administration's unwavering commitment to upholding peace and tranquility in the state. He emphasized that any actions that disrupt the peace will not be tolerated. The governor emphasized that no one associated with the state government was involved in the reported incidents attributed to political thugs during the president's visit to Owo and Akure. Furthermore, Governor Aiyedatiwa called upon politicians and their supporters to conduct their campaigns in a manner that is focused on addressing issues free from blackmail, falsehoods, and any tactics aimed at inciting the public or intimidating opponents. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kano, has invited memoranda from Nigerians across all sectors as the Committee on Constitution Review prepares to commence its work.
During its inauguration in Abuja on Monday, the committee
report of the ongoing review of the 1999 Constitution and the final draft for presidential assent will be completed by August 2024 and 2025, respectively. Here's the report.
In Abuja on Monday, the committee had set a 24-month timeline for concluding the exercise. At a subsequent press conference held by the House Committee on Constitution Review, Kalu affirmed that the committee aims to produce the first draft report on the 1999 Constitution by August 2024. Additionally, after voting by lawmakers on crucial national issues in both chambers of the National Assembly, the final clean copy for presidential assent will also be prepared.
Many have asked the question, why did we set 24 months as the target to wind up this activity? And we have answered that over and over again. One of the reasons being that we want to finish it before the timetable for elections steps in, so that our actions on the issues that we attend to will not be seen with the spectacle of politics and will not be seen with the coloration of one political party or the other.
Kalo outlined several key thematic areas that will feature prominently in the hearings, including discussions on federal structure and power devolution, local government autonomy, public revenue and fiscal federation, gender issues, strengthening oversight of MDAs, and the advocacy for state police, among others.
And permit me to start by announcing to Nigerians that we have selected consultants of no mean persons across the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to lead this work. From the corners of their experience and expertise, we have also, in the course of doing this, respected gender inclusion. So among the list of consultants that we mentioned now, we insisted that the women must be represented.
The Deputy Speaker also urged Nigerians from all walks of life to submit memoranda on any other matter that promotes good governance and the welfare of citizens based on the principles of freedom, equality, and justice.
Still staying with issues in the National Assembly, now the Speaker of the Green Chamber, Tajuddin Abbas, has reaffirmed the government's commitment to addressing food sufficiency and combating hunger and malnutrition in Nigeria. This assurance was given during the inauguration of the House Committee on Nutrition and Food Security, chaired by Chike Okafor. Speaker Abbas emphasized the crucial role of the committee in fulfilling the House's mandate of ensuring the security and welfare of Nigerians. He noted the challenges posed by climate change, inflation, and insecurity, which have exacerbated the food crisis in Nigeria. Chike Okafor, chairman of the committee, expressed appreciation for the House leadership decision to establish the specialized committee focusing on food security and nutrition. He highlighted the urgent need for legislative measures to address the current economic challenges, including food insecurity and rising inflation. Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, commended the legislative efforts, noting Nigeria's participation in the United Nations Food Systems Transformation Initiative. He emphasized the importance of aligning agricultural policies with food security, objectives to address the country's food crisis effectively.
Let me also re-emphasize the position of the House to improve food and nutrition for our people. In our resolve as a House to tame hunger and malnutrition, pursue food security and sustainable development, we prioritize agricultural development as a key legislative agenda based on our strong belief that the agricultural sector is a critical factor in growing the nation's economy and scaling down poverty rates.
This is more worrisome in the context of reports that most farmers in neighboring border states now prefer to sell their produce to markets outside the country to earn more than they would have earned selling them within Nigeria on account of currency fluctuation. In the light of the above, this committee deems it wise to propose the declaration of state of emergency in nutrition and food security in Nigeria.
We recall that in the last administration under former President Muhammadu Buhari, a National Food Security Council was created, chaired by the President himself, and I was privileged to be the Vice Chair of that National Food Security. And what led to it is the recognition that food security is not an agriculture issue, it's not a health issue, it's not an environment issue, it's not physical security issue, it's all of it. And you need to have stakeholders around the table so that we can appreciate, we can do better. And the same thing with nutrition.
A team of medical experts at King Abdullah Specialist Children's Hospital in King Abdulaziz Medical City, Riyadh, has achieved a remarkable feat by successfully separating Nigerian conjoined twins Hassana and Husseina. Following a meticulous 14-hour surgery conducted on Thursday, the operation was carried out under the directives of custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, and His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, Crown Prince and Prime Minister. According to Mohammed Al Sahabi, press attaché at the Saudi Embassy in Abuja, the procedure, which commenced on Thursday morning, was the culmination of thorough planning and execution by a dedicated team of medical professionals. The twins, who arrived in UAD on October 31st, 2023, underwent extensive examinations that revealed shared areas in the lower abdomen, pelvis, lower spine, and lower spinal nerves. The surgery, executed in 9 planned stages, involved a team of 38 consultants, specialists, technicians, and nursing staff specialized in various fields. This landmark achievement marked the 6th operation carried out by the Saudi program for separating Siamese twins, which has provided care for 135 conjoined twins from 25 countries over the past 34 years. Governments at all levels in Nigeria have been charged to establish mechanisms to support vulnerable citizens, especially those with disabilities. Lack of effective laws and structures to protect their rights necessitates immediate action to ensure inclusivity and welfare for all. Hamidu Yewade tells us more.
Despite pledges from successive governments to improve the conditions of vulnerable citizens in Nigeria, the reality falls short. Poor women, children, and persons with disabilities face immense hardship due to inadequate social support and assistance. In Osun State, although the Child Rights Act and Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law have been domesticated, their implementation remains inadequate. Furthermore, the Disability Act is yet to be domesticated, compounding the challenges faced by vulnerable individuals in the state.
As far as the Disability Act domesticating in the state is concerned, we are making efforts, but unfortunately, the bill is yet to be domesticated. The major thing that we did last year was to meet with the people. I mean, we had the public, what do they call it, public hearing on the bill.
So the law, I would say that the judicial system has always taken judicial care of the needs of these people. And I know that the trend continues up to now.
That's why the fact that the government is trying its best, but the government still need more chances, at least to support the persons with disabilities, so that to make life easy and affordable for them.
On International Wheelchair Day, March 1st, women with physical disabilities highlight mobility as their primary challenge.
This we can call this one our legs. Without this, there's nowhere we can go. There's nothing we can do. If I don't have this wheelchair now, it will be very, very difficult for me to move from my environment, move from here to anywhere.
My house is in an extreme place. It's very, very not convenient. So I can see means of transportation is very major thing now. And some of us that are unemployed also, they need, so that they will not be begging on the streets. They need job.
As part of their contributions to the community, some indigents of Osogbo donated wheelchairs to persons with disabilities.
So some hospitals were earmarked, primary health care centers were giving wheelchairs. So also we have the primary health care centers, the teaching hospital, the state hospitals, then people with disabilities too. These wheelchairs were extended to them. So 71 wheelchairs were distributed today in the name of Osogbo Ashby Sister Cities and Ashby Sister Cities Incorporated.
Stakeholders called on government and public-spirited individuals to support vulnerable citizens and particularly persons with disabilities. Amit Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
You're watching news update on Trust TV. Up ahead. Bauchi government makes efforts to stop hoarding of food items and other consumables by marketers. More news when we return. Please do stay with us. Welcome back, and if you just joined us, it's the news update on Trust TV. A recap of our top stories. Children lead protest following 3-day bandit attack in Wuruma community. Police rescue abducted victim in Zamfara mosque attack. To more news. Inmates at the correctional center in Jos protested on Friday over plans by management to reduce their food ration, sparking a crisis amidst the ongoing food scarcity. The protest ensued after inmates learned of the custodial authorities' intention to decrease the size and quality of the food portions. Incensed by these news, they refused to obey custodian officials' orders and guarded at the center of the prison yard, even abstaining from breakfast. To disperse the protesting inmates, tear gas was reportedly used by custodial officials. Comptroller of the Jos Correctional Center, Raphael Ibinuhi, confirmed the protest, attributing it to the high cost of goods in the market, which compelled the contractor responsible for supplying food to consider reducing portion sizes. He emphasized that the issue stemmed from national challenges with food cost and expressed confidence that steps taken by the federal government to address the matter would eventually alleviate the situation nationwide, including within correctional centers. In Bauchi State, efforts to stop hoarding of food items and other consumables by marketers have been intensified after several complaints by citizens across the state. This followed an emergency engagement between the state government with marketers and dealers of essential commodities with a view to enlightening them on the implications of hoarding the commodities. Trust TV's Adamu Imam tells us more.
The emergency stakeholders meeting by the Bauchi State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission with marketers and dealers is to stem the lingering high cost of foodstuff and other consumables which have caused severe hardship among Nigerians.
As far as I'm concerned, it has nothing to do with the fluctuating price of the fluctuating fix of the dollar, or the cost of oil and gas, the global market, the war in Gaza, the war in Ukraine. No, they are there, we are here. Our concern is that what do we have internally? And I'm sure we have this foodstuff in particular. We produce them internally. So let us have enough time to consume it here than to hide under any banner and feel that the cost of this, the dealers of this, it has nothing to do with that.
The meeting was attended by dealers from major markets within the metropolis who told journalists that the allegation against them of hoarding food items in the state is untrue.
Honestly, they are merely accusers because those things are general issues and it's a national issues. We are just dealers who vote from the companies. We are distributors of so many companies. We buy based on what we buy and we sell based on what we sell. As everybody knows, in business there is profit. But at this current moment, that people think we are getting huge profit, which is not true. To us, we are going down because in terms of business, there is what we call a profit margin and there is growth. If you don't have growth in your business, you are going nowhere.
Bauchi Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission said the commission will soon swing into action in accordance with the provision of the law after consulting a joint committee to deal with the issue of hoarding, which has inflicted untold hardship on the people. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
In South Africa, a university student died and another got seriously hurt from a stray bullet shooting during a shooting incident in Johannesburg. Police report that gunmen killed 2 men in a parked car on a busy street near the city center. The students were hit while their bus was passing by. No arrests have been made yet. Gun violence is sadly common in South Africa, but witnesses were shocked by this broad daylight incident. Police spokesperson called Dimakatso Nevehulvi stated that the students were caught in crossfire. Social media images show a man's body hanging out of a car window and someone being treated at the scene in a district near several university campuses. The University of Johannesburg confirmed both affected students were from their institution. And in sports, Chelsea forward Cole Palmer has been named Young Player of the Year at the 2024 London Football Award. The London Football Award ceremony was held on Thursday. Palmer has been impressive for the Blues since joining them from Manchester City. The 21-year-old has scored 12 goals and 9 assists from his 31 appearances in all competitions. And with that, we've come to the end of the news at this hour. For more news, programs and documentary, please do also follow us on all our social media platforms. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. On behalf of myself and the news production team, thank you for watching.